Hello, you wholesome human beings. It's Heramid here, and today I am updating my computer hardware on camera. Why? In honor of my dad, for a late Father's Day present for him, and also because my computer is giving me long wait times whenever I'm editing, and I'm sick of it, so I'm going to replace it. It's bits and pieces, and I'm going to be replacing the processor in hopes of speeding up my computer from the Intel i5 6400 2.4, I think it's 2.7 gigahertz to an i7 6700 at like 3.4 gigahertz. And those are both 6th gen, so hopefully the BIOS will work this time. As well, I'm going to be replacing the memory cards so that I can up it from 8 gigabytes total to 16 total gigabytes of RAM. I'm going to start off by exchanging the memory cards, then seeing if the computer works. Then I'll do the processor and see if it works, so that way I'm trying them one at a time. And then if one works but not the other one, I can know which one more is the one that doesn't work more easily. And then use it up there. This is my first time upgrading my own computer's hardware, although this is technically take 2, because the first time I tried to do this, I lost a bit of the video recording because it just didn't record properly. I think I was out of space or something. And none of the parts worked. So it's fine, it's moot. It's like it never even happened. I basically put some computer parts in and found out they didn't work. And I discovered in doing it the first time that this is a lot easier to do, physically speaking, in terms of the physical process of replacing the parts than I thought. Because I had never done this and I was like, I have no idea, oh my god. And then I did it and realized, actually no, the hard part is really just making sure you get the right parts. As I work, I like to take some time to talk about my personal and familial experiences with computers, because happy Father's Day to my dad. This is a tribute in honor of my dad for Father's Day. So, this is him. Albeit late, this video is a tribute to him where he's had a sort of computer graveyard in the basement for basically as long as I can remember, which is various computers that need fixing or just parts. And growing up, I can't remember a time when we didn't have a personal computer in the house. When I was really little, he's being stubborn. So when I was really little, the computer that was in my house was in the kitchen, and I would use it to play games like Minesweeper and 3D Pinball. I love that game, such a great game. As well as the Muppets Treasure Island multi-disc CD-ROM game that I could never find ever again. Before that, the computer was in the office/guest room, which later became my different siblings' bedrooms as it changed over the years. You know how that stuff just happens when you're in the house for a long time. Computers have a long history with my family. In the 1980s, my dad bought his first personal computer. There we go. And it cost $1,000 at the time, which in today's money would be over $3,000, or was over $1,000, and today it would be over $3,000 in 2020 dollars. And it had 200 megabytes of RAM, and the cards that I'm pulling out here have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and the ones I'm putting in have 8. So for anybody who doesn't know, 1 gigabyte is equal to 1,024 megabytes. So yeah, computers have gotten a lot bigger. We've come a long way since then. Oh, I really hope these work in my machine. Based on everything I found, this company, very specifically, makes them for this machine, because like the first time I did this, like nothing worked and whatnot. And I'm hoping to upgrade this from what is it? Those are each 4, so at least I'm gonna go up to 16. But if I can, I'd like to put all of them in and just have them all in there, and then I'll have like 24 gigabytes. And when my grandfather was a much younger man, he worked for Raytheon, and he helped them to develop computers, like some of like the basic computer components that persist into most computers today, and that at the time helped us explore the moon, because they worked with the space program. So our tech savviness goes back even further than just my dad. Man, these things were like so like unnecessarily difficult to open. Like the first time I got them, they were like easy peasy, they're wide open. This thing, nah, son. Oh, they came with little like user manuals. That's useful. Okay. Oh, nope. Get in there. Come on. So I don't want to force it. So I want to make sure I get it in there. I want a nice snuggly fit. Come on. Very nice. Here we go. So this is the inside of the machine, by the way. I don't know if you can see in there. These are the cards I just replaced. And afterwards, I'm gonna need to pull this out to get underneath it to get to where the processor is. It's right here. And I may want to get in there and dust it out again. It's very dusty. So tested it out, and the cards work fine. It's turning on, and I even put in the old cards as well, and it turned on just fine. So hopefully that'll be an increase up from 8 gigabytes to 24 gigabytes memory, and everything will work fine and it'll be quicker. But right now, I'm gonna pull out the fan and replace the processor. I'm gonna have to clean up the thermal compound between the fan and the processor, and then put on the new thermal compound, which serves the function of facilitating the transfer of heat between the parts so that hopefully the processor doesn't overheat, because we all know that they love being warm. Computers, of course not. So, as I was saying, computers have been big in my family. My father's siblings have worked in the industry. My aunt, I think, works with computer programming or something like that. And my father's brother worked in IT, and that same sister, the aunt, her eldest son went to college for computer programming and has since used that in the field. As for my dad himself, he has also worked a few jobs for tech companies. He worked as a graphic artist for both Digital and Johnson & Johnson. Predominantly, he was drawing things for their manuals. Digital is a company that's since gone under. I think it went under around the turn of the century, and I think they were based out of Marlborough, Massachusetts, which is the next town over from my hometown. Oh, the screw is not working properly. When Digital went under, they were bought out predominantly by Intel, and they used to have, I think it was a parts manufacturing plant. I'm not sure. It was part of their business. It was in my hometown, and they were bought out, and that location was bought by Intel, and has since been deemed colloquially in my hometown as the Intel Hill, as a geographic feature. And the benefits of having Intel so close nearby is that they would come to my high school and I think middle school. They came like a couple of times. Oh, it's already up. They came a couple of times to show us, they did like a science lecture on liquid nitrogen because they have it and know how to use it, and they use it, I think they use it to keep the motherboards cool while they're like soldering them together. And when they showed it to us, they showed us what would happen to a human finger by using a hot dog. So they flash froze the hot dog and then smashed it to pieces on the floor. There we go. There's the fan. And then they showed us a banana hammer. Yes, you heard that right. I said banana hammer. Where they turned a banana into a hammer by flash freezing it with liquid nitrogen and hammering a nail into a plank of wood with a frozen banana. And then, of course, at the end, there's the everybody's favorite part where you get liquid nitrogen ice cream because they make it in a giant bowl for everybody. Plus, they give out goodies, little plushy Intel hazmat men. I think I'm getting that pretty clean. I don't know how that looks. As for myself, I have pretty limited experience with computer hardware and computer programming. Most of my experience consists of doing research for this right now, or like general like physics, electrical stuff. And then I did a collegiate psychology class about artificial intelligence, and we used the Arduino robots, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like a simple to use robot for like K through 12 mostly. Like the schools will use it. So it's got ease of use, really. That is to say, I've done very introductory computer programming, and I know how to like use some like logical expressions in the case of like Google Sheets to like make it do some calculations. And that's about it. That's about all that I can do. As an aside, go Bruins! I don't think they're in season. They definitely weren't for Father's Day, but I'm wearing this shirt as a tribute as well because when I was much younger, my father alternately took me and my younger sister to Providence Bruins games, and those were a lot of fun. I really enjoyed them. I actually really like watching hockey live. It's one of the few live sports I enjoy watching. Yeah. There's the old one. And we have a new one. Seems the same, but can make a big difference. Alright, now I gotta make sure I put this in right, but it's got the little like... Yeah. Because it's got a little like... notch in the corner. Hurry. Please wait. And then it is the silver based compound for that serves that thermal function. Oh, you put on it the size of about a single grain of rice is how much you want to use if you're, I guess, following this along because you have an interest in doing this yourself. Because I hope that I can maybe inspire somebody else to be like, hey, that's not too difficult or hard to do, I can do that. It will be noted that on the inside of here there is a little locking mechanism for the processor, which I suggest you look up on there's videos and stuff of it online on Newegg and stuff. It's pretty easy. What is this? Alright, putting that in. Try to put it in as straight down as I can so that it whooshes out the stuff evenly. Oh my god, I hope this works. Alright. Well, don't do this to me. It doesn't, it's just hard. So the screws in this have like little springs that like help like it spring load up, I guess. And that makes it kind of hard to screw it back into place. Because it's like springing up and I'm like not sure if it's like screwing in. And I make sure to do like opposite corners first before I like really settle it all in. Which is probably for the best because that whole spring-loaded feature will mess it up if you like do all of it into like one corner and then none of the rest. You like will not be able to get the rest of it then. Oh yeah, they're getting tight. Cool. Alright, so that's everything then. I just gotta go check to make sure this turns on. It works! So it turned on, I've moved the computer into like its forever home, and it's on, it's working. I'm letting it like run its initial like startup processes as it gets used to the new parts and whatnot, but it's working, so like that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this will increase my speeds with editing, because that's pretty much why I did this, was because all of my editing was taking forever as I just like had to wait for the computer to load things, and it feels like I'm taking like 2 to 3 times as long to do the same work. So hopefully that'll be better and it will like function great and wonderful. And that is a wrap for today. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up below. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested in my regular content. I play games, I perform poetry, I do other so fun, eclectic things, because I'm a very eclectic being. Once you're subscribed, make sure to ring the bell if you want to get notifications about whenever that stuff comes out, especially because some of it hasn't come out at all yet. And go ahead and make sure to leave me a comment below. Tell me about your family. What's your family's history with computers, or what's your family's history with another interest? Like, what's another interest that seems to like run in your family? Let me know about it. I want to know. And until next time, make sure to do something nice for or in honor of one of your parents.